What's up guys, Paramoto here. So if you guys have been following the channel, you know that this guy has got a pretty bad exhaust leak. It's really loud. And it's because this exhaust flange, as you can see right here, is completely disconnected. I stopped at the local Harley Davidson dealership and got some new exhaust flange nuts. They look a little bit different, so we're gonna see if they fit. In case you're wondering, they're 1/2 inch. These aren't fun to put on. Let's see if that's any better. I don't know why it does that. It's probably because I haven't ridden it in like 2 weeks. What's up guys, Paramoto here, trying to get a quick ride in before it absolutely downpours. So I believe I fixed the exhaust leak on the good old Harley Davidson here. Both of my front header bolts had fallen out, or whatever you call them, exhaust flange nuts had fallen out. And the bike was so loud. It was so loud. Like, it hurt my ears how loud it was. I also haven't ridden this bike in like 2 weeks. As I can hear, it seems to be holding up pretty good. I should have brought a nut driver or a wrench just to tighten them up a little bit if I needed. I need some red Loctite. That is an absolute must. Or I'm just gonna be like going to the Harley Davidson dealership like every month and just like getting more bolts. Because I mean, I'm like, they're cheap. I mean, I think they're like $2 total. You know, sounds good. Sometimes it's just like, loud doesn't always mean it sounds good, you know? And this bike was definitely a case for that. Loud does not always mean that it sounds the best. It was ear-splittingly loud, and it was tinny, like real rattly, and this had no like distinction to it at all. I'm sure we've all heard those rattle can Hondas, you know, those rattle trap Hondas that just sound like total garbage. That's kind of what this sounded like, only way louder. And with an engine that's roughly comparable to the size of some of those Hondas. And a motorcycle. Which doesn't mean anything at all. Bike doesn't sound bad, but it also definitely is in need of a service. You gotta love these guys that like to just go, you know, 40 and a 45. Our construction over here, they're actually Amazon, no, Google's coming to town. No, is it Google or Apple? I think maybe both. I think Google and Apple's coming to town. Drove home prices up like crazy. It would have been a great time to have a house 2 years ago, but not so much anymore. If you don't have a house in Raleigh, you might not be able to afford one in 2021. Get back on 2 wheels though. Like, I haven't been riding lately. It's just been so damn hot. It definitely seems to be holding up pretty good right now. That was definitely the problem. The exhaust was almost totally out. Like, I just had like a straight up front cylinder, like it was just venting. It was just venting to the outside. Like, it wasn't even attached. I had a completely open front head cylinder is what it was. which I'm assuming is not good. There's probably some like mechanics out there that are like, bro, you just like exposed your engine to the garage atmosphere and North Carolina humidity for like a week or two. It's probably not going to be good. I'm sure once it gets coated in oil and it's moving, it's not going to be that bad. I'll be honest with you, I kind of miss the backfires. Like I would like really get on the gas and then just like let off and just apply just a tiny bit of gas, and it was just like pop 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 pop, and it was actually a lot of fun. You know, there's a setting on this tuner that you can program it to backfire a lot, but I don't know if that's good for it or not. What are we doing? Jesus, what are we doing? It's a green light and everybody's going left for some reason. Problem is that left turn lane never got made big enough, so it's like when it backs up into the only other travel lane, it's like turning a really major road into like a one-lane road. It pops a little bit, but it's very like subdued. There's definitely some loud thunder going on. We're gonna have to hurry this up. All right, got what I needed, and we're gonna try to beat these storms home. Bike is fixed. Just needs a service. Be good for another year. Oh yeah, sweet Biden-Harris sticker. That's working out so well for us right now. Man, I miss riding. I missed riding so much. Like I said though, like I sound like such a wuss, but man, it has just been too hot to ride. Like it's constantly like 90 degrees out and like, you know, 80% humidity. Real feels over 100 degrees, and it's just blah. Like this last month has not been nice for riding. I should be thankful because I know there's people up north that like their riding season's pretty much coming to a close, it being almost September, and I'm out here complaining about how hot it is. You know, when you get up moving, it's not too terrible, but man, it's toasty. I try to be a little bit more thankful for what I have. I mean, this is basically the reason why I moved to North Carolina in the first place, is because the weather was better for riding. And honestly, I probably do less riding now than I did back in Ohio. I guess because I appreciate it less, you know? I think that's definitely a thing, is how much you appreciate, you know, what you have, you know? Like, honestly, like, I don't think I appreciate riding nearly as much as I used to, just because I can do it almost every single day out of the year. Even on the coldest days, like, our coldest days out of the year are probably going to be at least 40 degrees for a high. So it's like, you know, that's still not bad. That's 100% rideable. Good, I got some Loctite at home. I'm gonna wait for the bike to cool down, and I'm gonna throw some Loctite on these bad boys. I'm just gonna back the nuts off one at a time, and then put Loctite around the threads and tighten them up nice and snug. Hopefully I don't have to buy any more nuts anytime soon. I don't know if this bike would be on a track day. I definitely have fun just leaning it over and everything. I bet you this would be a pretty fun track day bike. People would not be expecting this thing showing up on a track day. But it's a fun little bike, man. I like this bike. Alright guys, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Deuces.